Hello guys, this is Michelle, but I also go by the name Spirit Butterfly. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why I started meditating. I started meditating to cope with the fact that Donald Trump was elected president of the United States. I had always believed that people who were elected in the United States always had the best interest at heart. But for me, I couldn't understand why people elected him or whatnot. But what I noticed while he was, campaigning was that there was um, a lot of, you know, racist things that were going on that were happening to people of color like myself, and I was not very comfortable with that. Also, during the time of the campaign, I noticed that there was a lot of things that he was campaigning on that I was kind of surprised that people were even supporting. But I still thought that, Hillary Clinton would be elected for, president. Um, and I guess my hope for her being elected was that, it would go back to a time like it was when I was growing up during the 90s, where, there was this, sense of people getting along, people working together, everything, was good. Relationships with families were good, people's values were good, families were together, and different things like that. From my perspective, the cartoons were good. Now that I look back, there's some things in the cartoons that are not very good. But I guess I was hoping that it would return to a time like it was in my childhood, and stuff like that. And I thought it was a really good time. People were happier. People in my family were happier, and I just saw things as being good during that time. The music was great and everything like that, or whatever too. Um, and so, I guess with her being elected, I thought that, finally, after what the United States has been going through, we'd finally get back to a time that was close to the 90s and stuff. But Donald Trump was elected. And with him being elected, then there was still racist things that were being said. There was a lot of, racial, things that were shown on the news. People were saying, racial terms and different things like that. And, with him being elected, people were telling, saying black people should go back to Africa and all this stuff like that. And stuff. And it just seemed like the country just became very divided. And, you know, I'm not saying I'm not saying that, what my political views are, but I think that, with our country, I really feel like it should be a country where, you know, everybody's together and we're all about supporting each other and loving each other. And, if it means we have to just agree to disagree, then we do, and stuff. But after, you know, Donald Trump was elected, I was scared for my life. There are people who were saying they were gonna, hunt down people of color and kill them and do all types of things and stuff. And I was just shocked that the country that I lived in would elect somebody like that. Especially since America was supposed to be a place that was, where all the people from all different places came together to build this country. And I was kind of shocked that somebody would get into office that was likely to be very divisive and racist and stuff like that. Um, and stuff. I don't know, Donald Trump personally or anything like that. But that's what I thought. And I was scared. I was afraid, you know. I was so afraid that I didn't, want to even go outside. I thought if went outside, I would be killed. That's what I thought, because, stuff on the news and stuff like that. And, it caused me to just want to isolate myself, you know, and stuff. And so I wanted to look for some type of solace, something that could help me to feel better. And so what I did was I was looking for something that can help me have peace, something, anything. And, I remembered the, term, meditation, and, I remember, you hear about, stress relief type of things and stuff like that you look for and stuff like that. You hear, I've heard people talk about meditation, yoga, and all that stuff like that, on TV and different stuff like that. And I thought, hey, why don't I try out meditation? Because I associated meditation with that of the Dalai Lama, the guys that, were very peaceable and stuff like that. Also associated with the Buddha, where he was enlightened and he figured out how to live a, peaceable life, and stuff. And well, Buddha meditated, so I thought, hey, maybe I can meditate too. Maybe this will help me. And so I started meditating. I really didn't know much about meditation or anything like that. But I looked it up. And, basically got the basic concept of what you do when you meditate. And I decided to try it out. So I basically sat down and my living room floor, and I closed my eyes, and it was like late at night when the first time I meditated, and I just remember listening to silence, and I sat like that for maybe 1 or 2 minutes. But, I felt like that still wasn't enough and stuff. But, so I tried meditating for longer than 1 or 2 minutes. I took it up to, a 7 minutes of meditation, where I just sat there for like 7 minutes. And then, I started to, after I did it for 7 minutes, I thought, this really isn't enough. Really, 7 minutes isn't enough, and so I kind of went a little bit further with meditation from that point on and stuff. I'll tell you guys more about, my spiritual journey, in following videos after this. But what I can say is that meditation has benefited me since then, and it has changed my perspective. It has helped me to become a very peaceful person and stuff. And it is something that I think that a lot of people should get into. And in fact, I wish that when I was in college, when I saw that they had, free meditations on Wednesdays, I wish I would have gotten involved. But since I was you know, basically focusing on my homework all the time, then I just, you know, focused on the college and everything else, and just looking at it as that, you know, even though I was going through, the difficulty of it and my emotions and life and everything else that was going on and stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of how I got into meditation. I got into meditation uh, because of chaos. And, you know, I'm actually glad that I did. And for those of you who are watching this video, meditation is not something that's bad. It's actually something that has brought me peace, um, more understanding, and it helps me to, get more insight into what it means to be a spiritual being having a human experience. So, guys, I will be doing another video after this. But I'm just gonna kind of just, end this video. I want you guys to know that, this video is just the start of me talking about, my path to my, getting towards my spiritual awakening and getting towards enlightenment and trying to understand my purpose and what I'm even doing here. So, if you guys want to subscribe so you can keep up and know when I'm posting videos. I'm going to try to post at least one a week so you guys can learn about my spiritual journey, at least one video or maybe even 2 videos. It totally depends and stuff like that. Depends on what I got going on. But I wanted to make this video because there is not a lot of brown people like myself who are doing stuff like meditation and even getting into it and stuff. And a lot of people are afraid because none of their friends are doing it, and they want to be doing what their friends are doing. But, I've always been an individual, so I've always been a person that's doing stuff that's different from other people, and I'm pretty confident and comfortable with that. So, thank you guys for listening to my video about why I started meditating. And, I hope to see you in another video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.